Frick. All right. This can go here. I need these. I need that. Yeah, I can go here. Oh, that smells delicious. I know you might have a bigger TV set than me. You might have a newer TV set than me. But I don't think yours tilts. Does yours tilt? Fucking thing weighs 50 pounds. Motherfucker. Alright, I'm gonna roll these up. And then maybe my brain will come back. I'm frustrated with this fucking device here. Yeah. Fuck. If I didn't know what was wrong with my skin, I'd be very upset to see all these colors on it. Alright. Let's roll up the little one first, then we'll roll up the bigger one. So that's all ganja inside. The thing was this fucking long. So it's all resined up. You can't smoke. You could try lighting this and smoking it. You're not gonna get nothing off it. Rolling papers. And I don't want to use my dish. I need something to do this on. I guess I'll just do it in the paper, right? Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I might turn the radio on in a sec. Oh, we're near the end of the hour, eh? We'll get the business report in a minute. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? It's just too damn resined up. See, homeboy doesn't realize that. I guess he don't care. He doesn't smoke that part of it. He smokes the first tab, right? I have a renminbi coin. I didn't know I had. I've been going through this pocket's full of fucking foreign coins, eh? And I counted 50 of them when I first got them, and now there's like 47. So I'm not sure what I did. Nice little lump there. It just came out in one little lump, eh? Oh. The guy trying to pass off Canadian $2 bills printed on notepad paper, eh? Don't give him nothing for them. Unless you really need a piece of paper to write on. Maybe it's worth $2 to you to get a piece of paper. I don't know. They're the wrong freaking color. I was looking at it. The first one he handed me, I knew the color was wrong. And I'm always polite about that shit. I give people I present it as though I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt that maybe they don't know it's fake. And when he puts it away, I see the one he handed me is the most beat up one, so I can see the edges of the tree paper fiber sticking off the worn edges. He's got like 10 more of the fucking things in his wallet that are slightly better color, slightly less worn out, so you wouldn't maybe notice. All fucking fake, eh? I don't know who the fuck was. I don't think anybody was printing up fake $2 bills in the 90s though. That don't make sense to me. So maybe 99, 2000, 2001. After that, maybe somebody did that. I don't know the story of the scam, eh? And I know what the deal is because a lot of people tried saving them up. Like, oh, they're gonna be worth something one day. There's people out here selling money from the 30s, and they're saying it's a $10 bill, and you can sell it. You give me $25 for it, and you can sell it on the internet for 50. I'm thinking, why don't you sell it for 50? No. And bring it to the bank is worth 10. What the fuck? Now, so what did they have back? I think they must have 25-cent coins at that point. They used to have 25-cent bills here in Canada, in some provinces, because some provinces used to print money. It's different now. Sticky icky, eh? Nice. We all fucked up after I smoked this one. Oh yes, we got 60 to 80 kilometer an hour winds. 60 to 80. I did the math. I think it's like 40 to 55 miles an hour, something like that. Yeah, I'm a skinny fucker, man. I know I look big and tall and everything. When the wind hits me, I fall over faster. It's like a sail. I catch more of the wind. I got less weight behind me. I wonder if I can just roll this into one big can. Why would I do that? I'll just roll two. I'll just roll two. This is the littler one, and it fills out the whole paper, right? I know it looks brown. That's the resin on it, eh? Nice. A seed. That's not a seed, is it? No. No. Don't waste the seeds. Yeah, cannabis seeds were never illegal in Canada, ever. Now, all of a sudden, under the Cannabis Act, any seed you had before October 17 is illegal. The fuck? I have to buy my seeds from the people that got the seeds from us to start the fucking licensed producer. That don't make no sense to me, man. Get the fuck out of here. I want this to breathe properly, yeah? I need... No, I don't. I need... Let's use this one. I don't know if I'm cynical or just jaded or experienced. My friend comes up and says, some guy wants to buy some cigarettes, but he's got $2 bills. Oh, fuck off, man. Sure enough, an hour to an hour and a half later, I meet the guy myself. He's kind of fucking like, I don't know, about like he had maybe 10 or he had about $20 worth of these fake $2 bills, man. If it was real, I know somebody that would have given me $2 for it, which is all I want for it. My friend, he collects banknotes. I collect coins. I show him my £1 coin. He goes, he shows me his £1 note, and we're looking at each other's stuff. And we're, what the fuck is this? He's looking at the coin. What the fuck is that? We trade back. We don't like each other's stuff. We know. We don't like each other's stuff. Oh, the business report.
Really going on in the background that's caught everyone's attention is how fast the U.S. has come on and OPE is opening up. And right now, for global investors, it used to be the only game in town. You come and play the Canadian companies. And now with the rise of some of these U.S. companies, global investors have turned their sights more towards the U.S.
Yeah, and of course, whatever happens with the U.S. presidential election a year from now could really determine what happens with those U.S. Cannabis stocks. The edibles market here in Canada, which is now kicking off, is estimated to be worth $2.7 billion a year.
You're going to lose U.S. dollars, motherfucker.
Cannabis-infused beverages alone is expected to be worth some $529 million. Hexo stock is up more than 14% today, $3.75. On news that it's teaming up with Molson Coors to come out with THC-infused water. So that team up with Molson Coors says again, Hexo up more than 14%. Canopy growth right now up 2.5%.
That's called tea.
$6.69. The TSX though managing just a 5.0% uptick, trading at 16,432. Bit of weakness for the financial group, holding things back here today. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 67 points. United Health, Walgreens, Walt Disney leading the way. S&P 500 up 10 points. The Nasdaq up 37. Gold moves up more than $4 to $1,498 the ounce, and the loonies up a third of a cent to 76.11 cents US. Top stories and your latest weather report just moments away on 680 News.
You text it, DM it, say it 5 times a week. Let's grab a drink soon, question mark. It should be more like, let's grab a drink soon, exclamation point. Because not everyone says it.
There's about, what did I just, there were 50 coins. Let's say there's 47 or 48, and they're from about 45 different countries in my pocket right now. You want to steal my money? You're going to go on a fucking trip to cash it in, eh? But it counts as money. It's a valuable, and security guards in Ontario are allowed to carry guns if they're protecting valuables, including cash, investment type certificates, and pharmaceuticals. The cannabis is legal. The licensed producers can have armed guards. Why can't we?
Regional weather conditions for Ripley's Aquarium of Canada.
Save on your deep sea adventure at Ripley's Aquarium in downtown Toronto. Save $7 when you visit after 7 p.m. Tickets at ripleysaqauariumofcanada.com.
In Hamilton, it's cloudy and 7 degrees, overcast and 8 degrees in Mississauga. Vaughan, it's cloudy and 8. And right now downtown, cloudy and 8 degrees. This is CFTR 680 News. It's 3 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are James Monroe and Laura Carney.
Good afternoon. This is Thursday, the 17th of October. In for James Monroe, I'm Steve Roberts.
Here's what's making news this hour.
Marijuana edibles are now legal, but not for sale yet. Pot shoppers weigh in.
I don't know how I'm going to feel all the time with it.
A lawsuit is in the works
If I
against
take my
St. Martin's
marijuana
College
that
by
I
the
found in
parents
the
of one of
woods.
the victims of the sex scandal that has rocked the private school. It's happened again. A
They keep
ride-sharing
advertising
driver
on
in
the
Toronto accused of sexually assaulting a passenger. Police believe there could be more victims.
4 days until Canadians cast their ballots in the federal election, and party leaders are talking coalitions and presidential endorsements. Injury bug bites the Leafs. John Tavares is gone at least 2 weeks with a broken finger. And tonight it's Tanaka and Greinke in New York. Sports at 15.
Netflix has gone public with viewership data. We're going to let you know what the top viewed movies and shows are. TSX is up 3 points. Biz was at 20 cents.
Continuing news time at 3:01.
Time now for traffic and weather together on the ones. And with Toronto's most frequent traffic reports, here's Carrie Prunskis.
This report is brought to you by Leon's Furniture. Northbound on
ladder in the road.
just
Ladder
before
in the road.
16th Avenue. We still have this left lane blocked with a stalled vehicle. So MTO is on the scene right now, but I don't see a tow truck yet. Northbound on the DVP, it's busy from Girard to north of Lawrence, and then northbound 404 is jammed from Steeles up to 16th Avenue. Northbound on the 410, we just got word from MTO. North of Beauvert, all lanes have reopened, but we had the 2 right lanes closed for about 2.5 hours. So northbound 410 is crawling from Steeles to north of Beauvert. Still a good idea to take an alternate route. And northbound on the 427, the ramp to Rexdale, that's apparently still closed for paving. It's been shut down since 9 this morning. So northbound 427, heavy delays from Finch from the 409 onto the Finch ramp. And also westbound Rexdale at the 427, traffic is reduced to a single lane as part of that construction project. So heavy delays westbound Rexdale as well, from west of Highway 27 to the 427. Eastbound on the 401, problems east of the Allen and the Express, they've cleared. It's a slow go across the city. Eastbound 401 from the 427 to the 400 Express and Collectors. Again, from Kiel to east of the Allen and the Express. And slows again as you're approaching Bayview to Leslie Express and Collectors. We just had some brief collector problems. And if you're into the Durham region, eastbound 401, it's backed up from Westney to east of Salem. In Brampton, westbound Steeles at Torbram, all lanes are closed for a collision investigation. Delays in the area are just horrible. Try to avoid that whole area if you can. Leaves are falling, and so are their prices. During Leon's Falling Prices event, you'll find incredible savings throughout the showroom. Limited time only. See leons.ca for details. And now with the forecast. Hey, Natasha, are you still there? Have you been blown away by the wind? No, but my eyelash extensions did come off. I'm not going to lie. They really did. No, I'm still here. But, these gusts, we've peaked right now. I think we've had these gusts to 70 kilometers per hour. Still gusting 50 to 60 tonight, gusting to 40 in the morning, and then easing tomorrow afternoon. We'll have some clouds sticking around tonight, a few isolated showers, some sunny breaks late tomorrow, but it's cool with a high of 11 degrees. Overnight tonight, we are down to a low of 6 degrees. It is now just 8 degrees at Pearson.
680 News Time, 3:03.
Technically, they are legal, but you're not going to see pot edibles on store shelves until closer to Christmas. Today, though, marking the one-year anniversary of the legalization of recreational marijuana, and with it, new rules governing products like edibles and topicals. However, it's not as straightforward as you might think.
680's Mark Douglas is on Queen West and joins us live with an explanation. Mark.
Laura, edibles are legal as of today, but you can't get them. But not every marijuana shop or a meeting actually wants them.
I don't know, like the taste funny, brownies and stuff. I don't know. I like smoking.
But those who do want marijuana edibles want them quite badly.
The government's really dragged their feet on getting edibles, legalized. Since personally, I think that the smoking cannabis, or frankly inhaling anything other than fresh air, is not really healthy for you.
Now, regarding that government foot dragging with legalization today, Health Canada will only now begin a 60-day approval process to say yes to new products. Now, once edibles do appear on the store shelves in mid-December, the maximum THC content for edibles will be 10 milligrams each. Extracts used for inhaling and topicals for your skins, they can have a full gram of THC per package, and no edibles are going to be allowed to look like anything a child might mistake for candy or something they might want to snack on. At Queen West in Augusta, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time, 3:05. The case of the final student from St. Mike's College School accused of sexually assaulting another student is now scheduled to go to trial next March. The teen is facing charges that include gang sexual assault and sexual assault with a weapon related to 2 alleged incidents on campus last year. Now, originally, detectives had laid charges against 7 teens in relation to 3 different incidents. 3 former students pleading guilty earlier this month to 1 count of sexual assault with a weapon and 1 count of assault with a weapon, and 1 pleading guilty to making child pornography. Now, another teen has had his charges dropped this past summer, and cases of the other 2 students that have also concluded. The Ministry of the Attorney General, though, has not said what those conclusions were. Police launched an investigation after discovering an alleged sexual assault on the campus of the all-boys Catholic school had been captured on video and then shared on social media.
Meantime, the parents of one of the sex assault victims are planning to sue the private school. 680 Charlene Close tells us they're also going after coaches at the football team. The family is planning to sue for $1.65 million, naming 2 former administrators, football coaches, and 3 former students. The Toronto Sun has obtained the proposed statement of claim. It says the victim continues to suffer permanent and serious physical and psychological injuries. It says he was attacked twice last fall in the locker room following football practice. Video of that assault was shared on social media, triggering the police investigation. The parents also want the school to reimburse them for legal fees. Their son was among the original 7 charged before the Crown determined he was a victim and dropped the case. I'm Charlene Close.
This portion of 680 News brought to you today by Union Lighting and Furnishings. A Mississauga man has now been arrested after a woman using a popular ride-sharing app reported that she had been sexually assaulted by the driver. Here's 680's Irene Precklett with the story.
The alleged incident happened Sunday morning, shortly after a woman got into a car in the Bloor and Bathurst Street area.
In this case, it was the driver who was hailed, who allegedly committed the crime.
Toronto Police Constable Victor Kwong says they believe there could be more victims.
Anyone who may have had a ride, may have had an instance that made them feel uncomfortable, or maybe were sexually assaulted and never came forward. We'd like them to consider reporting it to police.
38-year-old Ghulam Kadir, who is from Mississauga, has been charged with 1 count of sexual assault. You can find his picture at 680news.com. Lyft confirms he was a driver for them, but that is no longer the case. I'm Irene Precklett.
Presidential endorsements, coalitions, and minority parliaments are the hot topics on the campaign trail, with 4 days left until Canadians vote in the federal election.
In these final days of the campaign, Liberal Justin Trudeau got a big endorsement from former U.S. President Barack Obama, who tweeted the world needs more of Trudeau's leadership. But in Quebec today, Trudeau was asked if his campaign requested that endorsement, and he stopped just shy of saying no.
Happy to hear his words yesterday, but nobody tells Barack Obama what he should do.
Meanwhile, Conservative Andrew Scheer, confident he will form government after Monday, and rejects the idea the Liberals could stay in power with the support of another party.
The party with the most seats forms the government.
That's not technically a rule in our parliamentary democracy, and the NDP's Jagmeet Singh has floated the idea of a coalition. He says his party will fight for Canadians no matter what the makeup of the next parliament is.
In opposition, whether that's working together with others, whether that's in a coalition.
Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill. And Halton police want to speak with the driver of a car spotted towing a pedestrian on rollerblades. Now, police releasing a 30-second video that shows a person hanging off the back of a maroon two-door car driving along Upper Middle Road in Oakville. You can catch that video at 680news.com. They say the incident happened Monday, and they're asking anyone who recognizes the car or witnessed the event to call police or Crime Stoppers. Coming up in 30 seconds, we'll have a check on city streets, and we'll let you know if there's any change for gas tonight.
680 News Time 309.
This is your weather station, 680 News.
You enter the Union showroom, and suddenly you're surrounded by lighting fixtures in crystal, wood, chrome, and gold. Then you discover the furniture. Desks, sofas, vanities, bedroom, and patio sets, and bathroom.
So, what if I find some weed growing in the woods, or if I grew my legal 4 plants? Let's just say I grew 1 plant, and I make some brownies at home, and I accidentally drop my weed into the brownies. Did I just commit a federal offense or something?
Pretty heavy right now from approaching Humberwood to the 427, and that's all because of single-lane construction. And if you're out of Brampton this afternoon, westbound Steeles is still closed at Torbram for a collision. Pretty jammed up from Airport Road.
City Streets was brought to you by TELUS. The results are out. TELUS is Canada's fastest network 3 years in a row. Stay connected to the things that matter most. Visit TELUS.com/network.
And outside of the 680 News gas price update, Ampro says the price of gas going up a cent to $1.17.9.
680 News Time 310.
I knew I had to do something about my weight, but I kept waiting to do something about it. Waiting and hating myself. Someone find me waiting for. Call Harvey Brooker. I'm Mike Leanne.
They covered a lot of shit just now. Fucking so. The school they're talking about keeps advertising on this fucking station, man.
Remember, if you could do it alone, you would have done it already. This garage really needs a makeover.
50 South Korean won.
We could paint this car. Sounds like you want a new car. Don't miss Toyota's Get In and Go event. Get a $500 winter title or vehicle cash credit when you buy or lease a qualifying new Toyota. Lease the 2019 RAV4 LE front-wheel drive for as low as $88 weekly at 4.49% APR for 52 months with $0 down, or finance at 2.99% APR for 36 months. Visit your local Ontario Toyota dealer or getyourtoyota.ca. Some conditions apply.
680 News Time 311.
Time now for traffic and weather.
British Caribbean Territories.
This report is brought to you by Enercare.
Eastern Group.
Just before 16,000.
1961.
Because of a stolen vehicle, you're going to find it jammed on the northbound 404 from approaching Steeles all the way up to 16th Avenue. And westbound on the 401, we have a new problem just west of the 400 and the Express. The right lane is blocked with a collision. It's in the middle of a long lineup on the westbound 401. Delays from Victoria Park, alternately Express and Collectors. Finally, you get some improvement just west of Dixon. And then delays into Mississauga, westbound 401 from the 410 Express and Collectors to Mavis. Northbound on the 410, a reminder that problems north of Beauvert have cleared, but it is still jammed on the northbound 410 from Steeles all the way up to Beauvert. Northbound on the 427, the ramp to Rexdale remains closed for construction. Heavy delays northbound 427 from the 409 to the Fish ramp. And as well in Brampton, westbound Steeles at Torbram. All lanes are closed because of a collision. Delays are horrible in the area. Traffic spot is also telling me about
Ukraine, 2009.
At McVean, the right lane is blocked, and that's causing a backup from Goreway. If you're heading eastbound on the 401,
I could be wrong. I'll double check in a second, but I do believe this is 100 South Korean won from 1955.
Heading into the Durham Regional, the eastbound 401, it's a slow go
Canadian
from
penny.
approaching Westney to east of Salem. Southbound on the 404 Don Valley Parkway, it's busy as you approach Shepherd onto the 401 ramps. Westbound on the Gardner, it's jammed from the DVP to west of Strawn. Bunches up again as you head through Park Lawn. And the westbound QEW is filling in from the 427 to west of Conra. Another delay from Ford Drive to Trafalgar, but not too bad traveling through Burlington. Call the HVAC Whisperers at Energy.
Wow, where all these, well, obviously I know where they came from, but how do we get all these UAE DNRs? I better look that up. Pretty sure they're called DNRs.
And now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ransahut. All right, Carrie, we're looking at these gusty winds continuing this evening. Overnight, we'll be gusting anywhere from 50 to 60 out of the northwest, and that's still going to drive in a few lake effect showers to the north and east ends. Tomorrow morning, gusts to 40, and then gradually easing through the day. Lots of cloud cover to start. Watch for, again, some spotty showers. If you're driving in from the north, we'll have some sunny breaks in the afternoon with a high of 11, and then partly cloudy on Saturday. We've eased the wind at this point. It's actually a pleasant day at 13 degrees. Pretty much seasonal. Overnight tonight, we're down to a low of 6 degrees. It is now 8 degrees at Pearson.
680 News Time, 3:14.
And now time for the 680 News Market Minute. Going to head live to the Business Center now at Richard Southern. Rich.
Hey, Steve, less than an hour left in the trading day. The TSX trying to stay positive. It's up just 8 points right now, held back a bit by falling financial, consumer discretionary, consumer staple stocks. Wall Street more solidly in positive territory. The Dow's up 66 points, S&P up 12, 0.4%, and the Nasdaq up 35. Price gold gaining ground. It's up to $1,495 US dollars the ounce. And the Canadian dollar's up 1/3% to 76.09 cents US. This is 680 News.
We love waking up early
Volksfest
morning to unwrap our
Atlas from Brandgate Volkswagen.
We make
Volksfest
cookies and play
Volksfest
carols, and we have a big
Atlas that seats 7.
so we have the family over for
Up to $4,000 in bonus cash.
or we'll take the kids to the mall
With the Atlas 4-motion all-wheel drive.
to sit on
Volksfest.
Claus's lap.
Why can't you just tell me what the product is and what the price is? Everybody's got a fucking problem with that these days.
$1,000 a day for life. That's right. We said $1,000 on weekends, holidays, snow days, sick days, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whichever day, because it's every day. Whether you spend your day at the beach or the gym, your desk or the park, on your couch or on
This is identical on both sides with a shield and 2 lions. It's identical on both sides, but it has no English or Arabic numerals or nothing. No Roman alphabet.
Daily grand model. You can win $1,000 a day every day for life.
I don't know who that is.
This is all News Radio. 680 News.
8 degrees right now and overcast in downtown Toronto. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Steve Roberts.
And I'm Laura Carney. Here are the top stories this hour.
On the 1-year anniversary of the legalization of pot, animal products and topicals are now technically legal, but can't be sold in stores until at least December 17th. We'll have an explanation as to why that is. A 38-year-old Mississauga man has been charged now after allegedly sexually assaulting one of his passengers who hailed him using a ride-sharing app. Police, though, think there could be more victims. And coming up after sports, U.S. President Donald Trump now planning to host world leaders at his own resort next year.
Time now for 680 Sports.
Sports brought to you today by Provided Medical. And from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Alex Xero. Alex? All right, Steve, he will miss games against Columbus, San Jose, Montreal, Washington, and 2 against the Bruins. Leafs captain John Tavares diagnosed with a broken right finger and will miss a minimum of 2 weeks. Tavares suffered the injury last night when blocking a Morgan Riley point shot. Bruins are here on Saturday. Well, there will be times when Nick Nurse requires a big lineup, and today he said he likes the look of Siakam, Gasol, Ibaka, and Anunoby on the floor together.
It's more of the let's get our best players on the floor and let's find them a place to play. Maybe we can cause people to have to match to us. I think there's enough quickness and athleticism there that it doesn't, I think OG's fine guarding most 2s. Right? Pascal's fine guarding most 3s.
Raptors preseason finale goes Friday in Brooklyn. Game 4 of the ALCS goes tonight from New York. Yankees trailing the Astros 2-1. Zach Greinke will take on Masahiro Tanaka at 8 o'clock on Sportsnet and Sportsnet 590 The Fan. NFL Thursday Nighter has Denver home to Kansas City. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime on sportsnet.ca/590. 680 News Time, 3:17.
My mojo ain't working. My mojo ain't
Dress up. Yugoslavia.
your performance keep you down? Talk to Provida Medical. They've helped over 1.2 million guys worldwide.
Oh, shit, they just lost me.
ProvidaMedical.ca and say goodbye to the ED blues.
I ain't got nothing.
When you want the best in home lighting,
This is one, whatever the fuck this is.
In fact, Lando only offers lighting. It's what they specialize in, with an enormous showroom.
This one is two. But outside of that, I don't know what that is.
Backed by the service and advice of genuine lighting experts. Find the right lighting for every home and office, from the people who do just that. It's where the designers shop. For the best prices in the city and expert advice, go to 210 Clarence Street, Brampton.
680 News Time 3.
One Chinese renminbi, 1999. Look how shiny that is.
There are reports now that Turkey has agreed to a ceasefire. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence making the announcement in the city of Ankara today, following more than 4 hours of talks with Turkey's president. Pence says military operations will pause for 120 hours to allow Syrian Kurds formerly backed by the U.S. to withdraw from the area. He says the two nations are now committed to a peaceful resolution and future for the safe zone in northern Syria. Meantime, it's official now. U.S. President Donald Trump picking one of his own golf courses to host next year's G7 summit.
The 2020 G7 Summit will be held at Trump National Doral Golf Club in Miami from June 10th to the 12th. And the announcement was made by the White House Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, and he answered the most obvious question before it was even asked.
I think the president has pretty much made it very clear since he's got here that he doesn't profit from being here. He has no interest in profit from being here. It's one of the reasons that he's not taken a salary since he's been here, is given that salary to charity.
This announcement comes as the U.S. president accuses the family of former Vice President Joe Biden of profiting from public office because of Hunter Biden's business activities in Ukraine. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Coming up in 60 seconds, a look at traffic along with your extended forecast.
680 News Time 320.
Doug Ford's Conservative Party cuts hurt families across Ontario. Their $97 million cut to hospitals means not enough beds to treat the sick. Their cuts to municipalities take millions away from at-risk youth programs and jeopardize vaccinations and even food and water quality testing. Their attack on autism programs left Ontario children to suffer for months. The Conservative cuts have left real wounds. It's time to stop the Conservative agenda. Go to stopfordcuts.ca. A message from Unifor.
At Lowe's, we have everything you need for your renos for less.
My dream living room has natural oak hardwood floors.
It's not Korean. I don't know what the fuck 55 means. Because there's no other numbers there. That's why I thought it was 1955. No, this is Chinese. I don't know how I fucking thought it was Korean. It's not Korean. This is just worn out. The fucking edges are all rounded on the fucking symbols. It's next to the Korean won. It's not Korean. I have like change for homeless people in the UAE if they have homeless people. If they don't, they should hire people to pretend to be homeless just to give it that experience. They could import our homeless people.
Alternately express and collectors to Dixon, then it's jammed from the 410 express and collectors to West of Mavis, also getting busy approaching the 407 to Trafalgar Road. Northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, it's backed up from Girard to north of Lawrence, and a bit of relief.
Filipino pesos.
Problem approaching 16th Avenue is out of the way. A heavy backup though from Finch up to 16th Avenue. Through there.
See, that's why I don't handle banknotes to like hang on to, like this collect. Because you gotta be all careful and you fold them and rip them, and now they're not worth nothing. Fuck that. Give me a ladder in the road, like a flipped over chicken truck, something. It happens all the fucking time. That's why I'm used to it.
Mavis, then delays across the city from the 427 to Leslie, alternately express and collectors. Slows again.
After the last guy hit the back of the truck and they won't admit that he was on his cell phone, I swear to God, about 6 hours later, 2 more people died. Same thing. They hit the back of the truck so hard it took the back axle off the truck. But they weren't on a cell phone. They won't say they were on a cell phone, right? They won't say it. How the fuck you hit the back of a truck if you're both moving? Even if it stops, it don't stop as fast as you stop.
Very heavy delays in the area, and eastbound on Castlemore at McVean, the right lane is blocked with a crash. It's jammed from Goreway. Foodland Ontario reminds you to buy local. Look and ask for Ontario apples when you shop. After all, good things grow in Ontario. Paid for by the Government of Ontario. And now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
All right, Carrie, mainly cloudy skies. That's going to continue tonight, along with these winds gusting out of the northwest up to about 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. And that's going to still drive in a few isolated showers, especially outside of the downtown core. Tomorrow morning, we're gusting to 40, and then that gradually eases throughout the afternoon. We'll get some late day sunny breaks. Cool, though, at 11 degrees. And speaking of cool, how about 1 to 3 degrees? That's what we're waking up to on Saturday morning. It'll be partly cloudy in the afternoon and 13. Sunday, some cloud to start. We'll get some sun in the afternoon. I'm going to keep us dry all weekend long. Milder on Sunday at 17 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of 6 degrees. It is now 8 degrees at Pearson.
And coming up at the bottom of the hour, we will have more on the 1-year anniversary of the legalization of marijuana in this country. Edibles, extracts, and topicals, though, now technically legal, but we'll tell you why they can't really go on sale until closer to Christmas.
What if I mix up my brownies with the brownies I meant to bake for my kids' bake sale at school, and we make money off that, nobody gets hurt? Like,
Say, how would your Friday night change if you won Friday's Lotto Max jackpot of an estimated $32 million?
I plan a little getaway.
Little?
Okay, a huge getaway all over the world, learning dances. Like the
I mean, if nobody reports it, then is it a crime?
Yes, the world is your dance floor. Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $32 million. We draw Tuesdays and Fridays.
Those are the ones you make. You do it the other. I know you're thinking those are the ones you charge $10 for. No, motherfucker. Those are the ones you sell for $1 and everything else for $2. And then once they eat 2 of those, they're gonna eat 6 of the other fucking ones.
On your phone. Reports every 10 minutes on the ones. This is 680 News.
And this portion of 680 News brought to you today by Cold Drops. One might not be the nicest day outside, but that doesn't mean it won't be the greatest. Our Colin Robertson taking a look at what's happening in the GTA.
I was free and clear. I was living the dream. I was stripped to the waist eating a block of cheese the size of a car battery.
Lazy Daisy Cafe is hosting a wine and cheese tasting.
Before we go any further, I'd just like to point out how disturbing it is that you equate eating a block of cheese with some sort of bachelor paradise.
Tickets are $50. 8-bit comedy is happening at Seascape. Doors open at 7:30.
Kind of weird. Sitting silently in a private karaoke room, not singing.
Yeah, but we're on a mission, so, gotta stay focused. True.
And it's karaoke night at the Rec Room on Bremen. Singing starts at 9:30. Colin Robertson, 680 News. Coming up in 60 seconds, we've got Richard Southern standing by with the latest in business.
680 News Time, 3:25.
There are lots of ways to treat your cold symptoms. You can carry around a spoon and syrup, or try alternative methods. How about those lozenges?
I don't know if this thing ever had a remote control.
Or a different way. Cold drops. Just 1 drop with a naturally sourced ingredient for temporary symptom relief of cough, sore throat, and nasal congestion.
She's gonna keep us dry all weekend? She said that.
Visit colddrops.com. This product may not be right for you.
Did she not say that? Am I hearing? I'm gonna play these videos. That's half the reason I make these videos, to see if I actually heard what these people said. I could be this crazy. I'd have a bad hearing problem or something.
Even though I used to freak out when she gave them to me as a kid. Sorry, Mom. I tell my mom everything, even though she's been gone for 3 years. I visit her grave every week, and I never run out of things to talk about. Love can live on after you're gone. At Mount Pleasant Group, we've been honoring memories for nearly 200 years. Visit MountPleasantGroup.com.
680 News Time, 3:26.
Time now for the 680 News Business Report. We're going to go live to the Business Center now, and Richard Southern.
One of these guys that are hooked on Netflix, Steve. You go and you binge your movies and your shows?
Always.
So you'll be interested in this. Netflix has put out and made public its viewership data for the past 12 months. The most watched original movies and television shows on streaming service. For original movies, Netflix says the most watched was Sandra Bullock's thriller Bird Box. It had an eye-opening 80 million views.
This is still the entertainment section.
Comedy Murder Mystery was second at 73 million views. Triple Frontier had 52 million, and the movie Perfect Date had 48 million. As for the top viewed television series, no surprise, it was the 80s-based supernatural Stranger Things that led the way with 64 million plays. In second place was The Umbrella Academy with 45 million. That's a superhero television series. La Casa de Pella had 44, and the show You had 40. Netflix counts a view so long as someone watched 70% of the movie or show within 4 weeks of its premiere.
What?
Of course, the data comes from Netflix itself and not an objective third party, so you got to keep that in mind. Netflix also beat the street on earnings last night. The stock right now is up 2.8%, above $294 a share. The Dow's up 60 points, S&P's up 0.4%, Nasdaq up 33. General Motors down almost 2%. United Auto Workers released details of its new tentative contract with GM. It gives full-time temporary workers a shortened task deferment status and calls for wage increases and lump sum payments. TFX is up just by 7 points. Financials holding things back today. Gold at $1,495, and the loonie up 1/3 cent to 76.09 cents US. Top stories just moments away here on 680 News.
When it comes to your job, it's not your commute that's killing you. It's not your overly enthusiastic receptionist.
Good morning.
It's not your passive-aggressive IT guy. Is it plugged in? No, it's not those things. It's your chair. Introducing Ergocentric Seating Systems, the world's best office chairs. Ergocentric chairs are recommended by 94% of ergonomists. Visit ergocentric.com. Or better yet, get up and visit the new Ergocentric showroom and store in the King Edward Hotel.
The federal election is on October 21st. Are you planning to vote on Monday? If you're a Canadian citizen at least 18 years old on election day, you can vote. If you're not yet registered to vote, you can register at your polling station. Visit elections.ca or call for the location and hours.
For the official information you need to vote, visit elections.ca or call 1-800-463-6868.
It's our vote.
It's time for the 680 News Business Travelers Forecast, brought to you by IA Clarendon Investments, where we believe in the value of active management to navigate today's complex markets. Visit iaclarendon.com. In Vancouver, rain and 12 degrees right now in downtown Toronto, though. We've got overcast skies right now at a temperature of 9. 680 News Time, 3:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are James Monroe and Laura Carney. Good afternoon. This is Thursday, October 17th.
And good afternoon. In for James Monroe, I'm Steve Roberts. Here's what's making news this hour.
They are now legal, but marijuana consumers still have to wait to get their hands on edibles.
I think they should not only be legalized, but promoted as like the healthiest method of consuming.
The case of the 7th and final St. Mike's College student accused of sex assault is slowly making its way through the courts. Trial date is set for March.
Mayor Tory is disappointed Toronto Public Library is allowing a controversial author with anti-trans views to hold a talk at one of its branches.
It's a broken finger for John Tavares, Leafs captain, out at least 2 weeks. And the Yankees trying to even up the ALCS tonight. Sports at 45.
Moody's Analytics is out with its projection about who's going to win the U.S. presidential election next year. It thinks it's going to be a landslide. We'll let you know for who. TSX is up. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 3:31.
Time for traffic and weather together. On the ones, here's Carrie Prunskis.
This report is brought to you by Audi Oakville. On the 400 northbound, right underneath Teston, the left lane is blocked with a collision. This crash happened just before 3:30, so it's only been a few minutes. Northbound on the 400, a heavy backup already from approaching Langstaff up to Teston. If you're heading northbound on the 427, MTO reporting the ramp to Rexdale is still closed for construction. So northbound on the 427, it's still going from about the Gardner to north of Rathburn and the Express, then heavy from the 409 onto the Finch ramp. Northbound Don Valley Parkway 404, delays from Gerrard to north of Lawrence, again from Finch to north of 16th Avenue. And westbound on the 401, just past the 400 in the Express, the right lane is blocked, and that's because of a collision. That's just adding to delays across the city on the westbound 401. Still going from the 404, alternately Express and Collectors to Dixon, and then it's jammed from the 410 Express and Collectors to Mavis. And again, as you approach the 407 to Trafalgar Road, eastbound 401, delays from Winston Churchill to Mavis, and from the 427 to Leslie, alternately Express and Collectors. Into the Durham region, it's slow from Brock Road on and off to east of Thixon. And in Brampton, westbound Steeles at Torbram, all lanes remain closed because of a crash. Delays in the area are completely messed up. You're going to find westbound Steeles jammed solid from Airport Road to Torbram, and north and southbound Torbram are just a write-off right now. And right now at Audi Oakville, lease or finance a 2019 Audi Q7 at 0.48% with cash incentives up to $7,000. $1,000 and 5 years of complimentary maintenance. Details at audioakville.com. And now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahad.
Right, it is still going to be windy tonight, but gradually easing. We'll be gusting 50 to 60 tonight, gusting to 40 in the morning, and then that eases throughout the afternoon. Just watch for a few spotty showers off to the north tonight and tomorrow morning. Lots of cloud cover lingering. We'll finally get some sunny breaks in the afternoon. Still cool, though. Dress in layers for 11 degrees. Tonight, we're down to a low of 6 degrees. It is now 8 degrees at Pearson.
680 News Time, 3:33.
It is another milestone day for legal weed in this country. Well, sort of. Edibles are now technically legal on this, the first anniversary of recreational marijuana being legalized. However, you can't buy them just yet.
And 680's Mark Douglas joining us live from Queen West with more. Mark?
Steve, edibles are now legal, but they're not going to be for sale until mid-December because only now will Health Canada begin a 60-day approval process for new products. They're not about to do that while edibles were still illegal. Now, this pot shopper tells me maybe this 60-day process,
they do it ahead of
that's a
time?
good idea.
I mean, that's pretty valuable.
Why would the government do what the fuck it should do?
Like I said, my experience with it is it's very unpredictable. Like, you know, I don't know how I'm going to feel all the time with it.
Other pot consumers, though, are not so patient.
I think that edibles are the safest way of consuming cannabis, so I think that it's something that needs to be done
I go
quickly
fucking psychotic if I eat
of
this
course,
shit. You'd be
safely,
surprised
but,
at the difference,
it's something I
man.
want. It's something that I think should definitely be on the shelves.
Now, once edibles do appear on store shelves, and that's going to be just in time for last-minute Christmas shopping, by the way.
don't eat
The
this
THC level will be capped at 10 milligrams per piece of edible. No edible is going to be allowed to look like anything a child might want to try eating, so don't expect to find actual pot brownies on
You
the
got to
shelves.
convince Steve
On
vegetables
Queen
and
West
shit now.
at
What the fuck
Augusta,
are we supposed to make it look
outside
like?
Nova Cannabis, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time,
They just
3:35.
wrote
A
themselves
now
into a
former
corner.
student of a prestigious Toronto private school is set to stand trial on sex assault charges. 680 Charlene Close joins us with more. The teen is the 7th and final student at St. Michael's College to have his court case dealt with. He's accused of gang sex assault and assault with a weapon. His lawyer telling court today his client is prepared to proceed to trial March 4th. Police began looking into the private school's football team last fall after video was shared on social media showing the sex assault of a student inside a locker room. Charges were dropped against one of the accused in August. 3 others have pleaded guilty. The cases of 2 others have wrapped up, but the Ministry of the Attorney General won't tell us what happened. I'm Charlene Close.
And we have an update now from the U.S. on growing concerns around vaping. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say deaths because of vaping-related illnesses now climbing to 30. 680's Richard Southern joining us live now with the latest.
See, I'm not eating it and I'm not vaporizing
The
it.
two
People
latest
have
coming
been
in
giving me a
Minnesota,
hard time
both those
for 20
victims were over the age
fucking
of
years.
50 and
Fuck
both
off.
used THC pods. There have been now almost 1,300 illnesses in the United States linked to vaping.
What?
Health officials there say they're focused on THC pods primarily, which are believed to be behind the majority of those illnesses, but they warn they can't rule out nicotine as a possible cause. There has been 3 vaping-related illnesses in Canada, one in Ontario, one in Quebec, one in British Columbia, but no deaths as of yet. Juul, the maker of very popular e-cigarettes, announcing this afternoon that it will stop the online sale of fruit and dessert flavors as it looks to deal with a big political backlash. A number of U.S. states have banned these flavored vapes, although the province of Ontario has yet to enact any such ban. Reporting live, Richard Southern, 680 News.
680 News Time, 3:36. A disappointed Mayor Tory speaking out today against the Toronto Public Library's decision to allow a controversial speaker to talk at one of its locations. 680's Momin Qureshi has more from City Hall.
Megan Murphy runs the site Feminist Current and has shared some controversial opinions about transgendered women that some people believe should prevent her from using space at Toronto Public Library. TPL is letting the October 29th talk go ahead, saying in part she has never been charged or convicted of hate speech and that the organizers are obligated not to violate library policy. Mayor Tory thinks public spaces need to be held to a higher standard.
I think we have a higher responsibility to make sure that content that seeks to divide us, especially in this world today, where we're trying to keep things together in Toronto. We're trying to set an example in a world that is increasingly polarized, that we should set that example and not have public buildings used in ways that are extremely divisive, which I believe this is.
At City Hall, I'm Momin Qureshi.
680 News Time, 3:37. Just 4 days left in this federal election campaign, and party leaders are hitting the ground running as talk grows about a possible minority government. Polls show a deadlock between the Liberals and Tories, and Conservative leader Andrew Scheer is making his pitch for a majority government, claiming the Liberals and NDP will team up against him in a minority situation.
But this is the coalition Canadians cannot afford. Despite the claim, there are no formal coalition talks, and the Liberals have not speculated about it. The NDP has, however. Leader Jagmeet Singh says coalition is not a dirty word, and he's taking aim at Scheer.
Thinks that if he gets a certain number of seats that we're going to give up fighting against Conservatives. No, we're going to always fight Conservatives.
Liberal Justin Trudeau makes it clear he's campaigning to form government and is boosted after an endorsement from former U.S. President Barack Obama. But Trudeau won't directly say if his team asked Obama for this support.
Barack Obama makes up his own mind.
Canadians cast their ballots Monday. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
Coming up at 3:41, traffic and weather together on the ones.
680 news time, 3:39.
1877 card.
Chinese fucking coin from 1950. I picked a great year to fucking find. It says 55. What else would it be? I've got to start looking at it somewhere. It's 100 of something. What the fuck? They don't have no 100. It says 10 fen equals 1 jiao. 10 jiao equals 100 maybe yuan. Okay, so what's 100? 100 yuan? Where the fuck is that? That doesn't exist in 1955. Here. They got like 6 sections for China, bro. It says uncertain origin coinage, dollar, no date. What the fuck? They don't know where the fuck these coins came from. They're just marked, right? Oh my god. 500, 200, 200, 200, 200. Where's the 100? Where's the 100? What the fuck? How do you have a 200 coin and a 500 coin and not a 100 coin? Provisional government, reform government, consolidated Soviet Republic. Who knows? Holy fuck. I gotta look for the damn picture. I hope they got a picture of this one. Well, that's pretty too, but it's not the same thing. No, I haven't seen those. China, Japanese puppet states. What the fuck? Republic of, oh Jesus, don't even tell. Is this from Taiwan? Oh, no. 56, 44, no, sorry, 55. No. Oh my God, there's more. More sections. How many fucking coins did you people make, man? Holy shit. No, we've gone too far. No, we haven't. Where the f... If I could find the beginning of this section, I could go left to right. Oh. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. You would not make a 100 cents coin, would you? You would make a dollar. So this has to be 100. So where does China fucking begin? Holy shit. There we go. Guess I need a map. Oh, that might be useful, actually. I knew what the fuck I was looking for. Because it's not going to, if this is, did you use simplified Chinese? Because that's not going to match up, so I'm not even going to look, because I'm going to look retarded looking at that 24 minutes. No. No. 10, 20, 10, 20. You would make 100, so. Man. No. There's 130 pages. Hold on.
We'll break up some of this cloud a little bit as Friday goes on. It's cool at 11 degrees. A weekend looks to be dry. Saturday will be the sunnier of the 2 days, partly cloudy and 13 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of 6 degrees. It is currently 8 degrees out at Pearson.
680 News Time, 3:43.
Now the 680 News Market Minute live from the Business Center. Richard Southern.
And more coming up on the end of the trading day here. The TSX trying to stay positive. It's up 6 points at 16,433. We're all trying to stay positive. Wall Street having an easier time of that. Dow's up 45 points here. S&P up 10. NASDAQ up 34. Bit of an easing of some geopolitical jitters, a ceasefire in Turkey, and that's helping matters. Earnings also looking pretty good out of some big name U.S. companies. Gold is up 1,495 U.S. dollars the ounce, and it's a loony jump today. Canadian dollar up 1/3 of a cent to 76.09 cents U.S. Top stories are next on 680 News.
Welcome to Canada, where Brian and Chris Russell build world-class amplifiers in Peterborough, Ontario, and Vince Burzese makes stunning speakers in Montreal, Quebec.
When it comes to the world's finest audio equipment, Canada is right up there with the best of the best.
And you can audition Bryston, Totem, Moon, Blue Sound, Canto, and all the great Canadian brands at this weekend's Toronto Audio Fest.
And after the show is over, visit Babe Lure Radio, where we've been proudly recommending Canadian audio for decades.
At FAF Leasing, we understand that cars and trucks are for more than just fun. They can also be serious workhorses, the backbone of your small or medium-sized business. If you're operating a commercial fleet of cars or trucks, FAF Leasing can source any vehicle from any brand. That means your business runs better, faster, and more efficiently. Visit us today at fafleasing.com to discover how easy it can be. FAF, for the love of the road.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Cloudy and 9 degrees. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Laura Carney.
And I'm Steve Roberts. Here are the top stories right now.
It's another milestone day for legal weed in this country. Well, sort of. Edibles are now legal on this, the first anniversary of the legalization of recreational marijuana. However, you can't buy them just yet. Because of the licensing process, these items won't land on shelves until mid-December. In the U.S., the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says deaths due to vaping-related illnesses has now climbed to 30. This as Juul Labs announces it will stop selling fruit and dessert flavors for its e-cigarettes.
680 News Time, 3:45. It's now time for 680 Sports.
And sports brought to you by Tirecraft from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Alex Xero.
Laura, Sportsnet's Luke Fox thinks Jason Spence's time in the press box is about to come to an end.
He has participated on the power play, and I think, you need a guy who can win draws. There was few, if any, who won a higher percentage of their faceoffs than Jason Spencer last year, even in his waning age.
And that's because Leaf center John Tavares has been sidelined with a broken right finger, and he will miss a minimum of 2 weeks. Leafs host the Bruins on Saturday. Well, Wednesday's rainout helped the Yankees. It allows Masahiro Tanaka to start tonight on full rest when the ALCS continues with Game 4 in New York. Zach Greinke goes for the Astros. He's given up 9 runs in 9 2/3 this postseason. First pitch 8:08 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. NBA news: Bradley Beal signing a 2-year extension in Washington, that worth just shy of $72 million. And it's the Chiefs who lost 2 straight against the Broncos, who've won 2 in a row. NFL Thursday Nighter from Mile High will kick off at 8:20. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, now on TV and radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 3:47.
At Tirecraft, we know real life happens at the worst possible time. A flat tire on your truck in the mall parking lot. A rattling sound that throws a wrench in your autumn drive. The first snowstorm hits, and your winter tires are still in storage. When real life happens, trust Tirecraft. Until December 31st, get a $40 GT Radial prepaid Visa card by mail when you purchase a set of 4 GT Radial Ice Pro 3 tires or other qualifying models. Tirecraft, real people servicing real life.
Julie?
Hi, I'm Max.
Are you the pizza guy?
Me? No, I'm a professional dream coach. Say, how would your Friday night change if you won Friday's Lotto Max jackpot of an estimated $32 million?
I plan a little getaway.
Little?
Okay, a huge getaway. I'll travel the world learning dances like the samba, the can-can, even break dancing.
Yes, the world is your dance floor. Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $32 million. With draws Tuesdays and Fridays, you can dream to the max.
680 News Time, 3:48.
A woman is telling Toronto police she was sexually assaulted after getting into a car she ordered on a ride-sharing app. The alleged incident happened this past Sunday in the Bloor Street and Manning Avenue area. 680's Irene Precklett joins us with more.
In several recent incidents in the GTA where a ride-sharing driver has been charged with sexual assault, most of the alleged victims got into a car that wasn't the one they were supposed to.
Our normal thing that we tell people is to make sure that the license plate, the vehicle, all that matches up, and that the driver matches up with whoever's on the app. However, in this case, this was the person.
That is Toronto Police Constable Victor Kwong, who says they believe there could be more victims. 38-year-old Bloomketeer, who is from Mississauga, has been charged with one count of sexual assault. You can find his picture at 680news.com. Lyft confirms he was a driver for them, but that is no longer the case. I'm Irene Precklett.
680 News Time 349. Mayor John Tory isn't concerned about the possibility of a minority federal government. He says they can be very productive because they're forced to work with the other parties to accomplish their goals.
Hopefully the people who are elected on Monday, whatever composition they may be in terms of party, will understand that the people of Canada want stuff done on transit, on housing, on mental health, on green climate change and infrastructure issues, and that they'll do that. And I think there's every prospect, if there is a minority government, which the polls suggest there could be, that actually will get more done than maybe if we'd had a majority government, hard as that seems to comprehend sometimes.
And a reminder, 680 News will have complete election coverage starting at 8 o'clock Monday night, bringing you all the results as soon as the polls close. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and your extended forecast.
680 News Time, 3:50.
Voteon.net wants to show you how to make a play this hockey season. When everyone says the favorite has it in the back of the net, you take your slap shot on the underdog. When the stakes are highest, you're just getting started. When all of social media says you've got no chance, you've got the perfect chirp to prove them wrong. Even when the odds are stacked against you, you're giving it at least 110%. Don't miss a chance to make a play at Voteon.net, your source of free casino games, poker strategy, and live hockey odds. There's a place on Hudson Bay where everyone plays just a bit less. The Earth isn't as dense up there, and less mass means less gravity. But don't worry, it'll fix itself in a few thousand years. The missing gravity is fascinating, but not as fascinating as your ears. As you were listening, your ears ignored the potentially damaging noise in the background. The more we hear a noise, the more we ignore it, especially in the workplace. Learn more at toneitdown.ca. WSIB is here to help.
More traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Carrie Prunskis.
This report is brought to you by IA Securities. Northbound 400 at Teston. The left lane remains closed because of a collision. You'll find delays northbound 400 from approaching Finch to Steeles. Then it is barely moving from Highway 7 all the way up to Teston. So take your pick on the alternates. They are all moving along much better. Westbound on the 401, we have a new problem just west of Kiel and the Collectors. The left lane is blocked because of a collision. Already a slow drive westbound 401 from the 404, alternately Express and Collectors to Dixon. Then it's jammed again from the 410 Express and Collectors to west of Mavis. Another delay from Winston Churchill to west of Trafalgar Road. Northbound on the 427, the ramp to Rexdale, that remains closed for paving. So northbound 427 is busy from Dundas to Rathburn and the Express, then very slow from the 409 pretty well all the way up to Zenway. If you're traveling the northbound Don Valley Parkway 404, it's busy from Gerrard to north of Lawrence. Another slowdown from Steeles to north of Elgin Mills. Eastbound 401, busy sections from east of Winston Churchill to Mavis, from approaching the 427 to Leslie, alternately Express and Collectors. Then it's slow from the DVP to Victoria Park and the Express, and from Warden to Kennedy and the Collectors, and busy into the Durham region from approaching Brock Road to east of Fixon. On city streets, we have a number of issues. Westbound on Steeles at Torbram, all lanes are closed because of a collision, and traffic is jammed a.m. from Airport Road. Very heavy delays northbound on Airport Road, and in that area, it's just an awful mess. Westbound on Rexdale at the 427, that's reduced to a single lane because of that paving project, so heavy backup from Queens Plate. And westbound Steeles at Jean, the right lane is closed for construction. Traffic is crawling from west of Kiel. IA Securities advisors don't just build wealth for their clients, they build relationships. Learn more at iasecurities.ca. And now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
All right, we've had peak wind gusts so far near 70 kilometers per hour. We're still gusting 50 to 60 tonight, 40 in the morning, and then gradually easing that wind tomorrow afternoon. It's going to stay cloudy tonight, a few isolated showers. That'll linger into the morning, and then a little bit of sun, but still cool at 11 degrees. A dry weekend ahead, a fair bit of cloud cover, so partly cloudy Saturday and 13. Lots of clouds to start off Sunday morning. We'll get some more sun in the afternoon with a milder high of 17 degrees. It's the warmer of the 2 days. Tonight, we're down to a low of 6 degrees. It is now 8 degrees out of Pearson.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Bellier Brothers. Bellier Brothers, experts in heating and cooling older Toronto homes since 1908. Have your summer air conditioning system installed now. Call Bellier 416-425-1200.
Coming up at 4 o'clock, our Mark Douglas will join us live from Queen West with the latest on another milestone for legal weed in this country.
680 News Time, 3:53.
He got down on one knee, and I thought, he's going to ask me to marry him at Maple Automo? Then he said, would you mind? I know we love this car, but there are 9 dealerships here. Will you come see them all? I said, yes, I will. Everyone cheered, and he kissed me. I did get a ring. It had the keys to a new car on it. Look how beautiful it is. The finest cars for all. Maple Automo. Part of the Zenkin Auto Group.
When you need to know. Breaking news.
An update now on the breakthrough in the ongoing labor dispute. Traffic.
Problems on the eastbound 403 approaching Mavis. All 5 lanes are blocked. Only the shoulders are able to get by. Weather. This is a very potent storm that we're watching right now. When you need to know.
We're here.
This is 680 News.
The province is boosting funding for small and mid-sized hospitals. Health Minister Christine Elliott making the announcement this morning, saying 90 hospitals would receive about $68 million this year. She says the money is meant to help address deficits and other challenges. Elliott says the current formula has not served smaller hospitals well, and the new cash is the government's first step towards fixing that problem. Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll check in with Richard Southern at the 680 Business Center.
680 News Time, 3:55.
So, Shale, in what ways does Aaron Park Lexus go above and beyond?
It's not in the fucking book.
A premium
It's not in the fucking
treats
book.
a guest very, very special. They treated me very well. That's the most important factor. They embraced me as one of them, so I've become a member of Lexus family. I love that. That's a beautiful way of putting it.
Aaron Park. This month, get up to $3,500 incentive on 2020 NX300 models with 1.9% lease rates up to 40 months. Aaron Park.
The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. That's a misconception. Another misconception is that Lazy Boy is all recliners. Yes, Lazy Boy has the most comfortable recliners, but also sofas, sectionals, love seats, fashionable Lazy Boy furniture and accessories for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. And designers who will consult in your home for free. The Great Wall isn't visible from space. And Lazy Boy is not all recliners. Surprise, it's Lazy Boy.
680 News Time, 3:56.
Time now for the business report. Here's Richard Southern.
Good afternoon. Moody's Analytics has a record of making forecasts that are extremely accurate. And Moody's is now out with its 2020 U.S. election prediction. It believes Donald Trump will win in a landslide next year. And the policies of the candidates are irrelevant in this forecast. Instead, it looks at 3 different economic models to determine the most likely outcomes. And Moody's says, barring any unusual things happening economically, Trump will win by a much wider margin in 2020 than he did in 2016. And Dan White is with Moody's Economics. Again, Dan White on exactly why he thinks Trump's going to win in a landslide.
As you mentioned, we have 3 different models. Each of them looks at varying levels of economic forecasts based on what we think is the most likely outcome, what the economy is going to do. And the bottom line is it doesn't look like the economy can fall quickly enough to really turn the election towards Democrats. And right now we look at states that President Trump won in 2016 for the first time in a very long time, like Pennsylvania, like Wisconsin, like Michigan. And we can see that the economics in those states are doing very well. And to the marginal voter, that might be enough to get him over the finish line.
Of course, Trump likes to tout the stock market, and Wall Street is higher today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 26 points right now. S&P 500 up 10, the NASDAQ up 29. Some of those indices close to records. The TSX right now is down, but just by a single point. Time now for the Express Gold Refining XAU.ca gold price update. The yellow metal closing out just over $4 at 1,498 US dollars. The ounce oil sliding today. It is down to $53.93. Check that. That's an uptick for oil today. In fact, in after hours trading, we got crude just about $54 per barrel. Again, TSX down a point, and the Loonies up 1/3 of a cent at 76.08 cents US. This is 680 News.
Welcome to fall at Indigo. The perfect time to slow down and curl up with the season's best books. So recline on the couch or cozy by the fire and plan your perfect fall weekend at Indigo Chapters and Indigo.ca.
At Appleby College, global learning is less about seeing the world and more about being a part of it. That's why Appleby College students are required to participate in a global learning experience as part of their high school education. For more information, please attend one of Appleby's open houses on Saturday, October 19th or Saturday, October 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Appleby College in Oakville is one of Canada's leading independent schools for students in grades 7 to 12. Visit appleby.on.ca to learn more.
Welcome to fall at Indigo, where the dress code is snuggly scarves, comfy hats, and reading socks to keep your toes toasty all season long. Plan your perfect fall weekend at Indigo Chapters and Indigo.ca.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Ripley's Aquarium of Canada.
Save on your deep sea adventure at Ripley's Aquarium in downtown Toronto. Save $7 when you visit after 7 p.m. Tickets at ripleysAquariumofcanada.com.
In Richmond Hill, it's cloudy and 8 degrees, overcast and 7 in Newmarket. In Mississauga, cloudy and 8 degrees. In Oshawa, cloudy and 9. Guelph, overcast 6 degrees. And right now downtown, it is cloudy and 9 degrees. This is CFTR 680 News. It's 4 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News. Toronto.
Here are James Monroe and Laura Carney.
Good afternoon. This is Thursday, the 17th of October. In for James Monroe, I'm Steve Roberts.
Here's what's making news this hour.
Marijuana shoppers might really want those legal pot brownies.
The government's really dragged their feet on getting edibles.
Edibles are now legal, but they're still not for sale.
From suspect to victim, the family of a wrongly accused St. Mike's College student is suing over the sex assault scandal. Toronto police say they believe there could be more victims after a man who drove for a ride-sharing app is accused of sexually assaulting a passenger.
Majority, minority, or a coalition government. Federal party leaders are bickering over the possibilities, with Canadians set to cast their ballots on Monday. It's a broken finger for John Tavares. Happened last night. He'll miss at least 2 weeks. ALCS resumes in New York tonight.
Chinese characters. It's a Japanese coin.
On Wall Street, we got the Dow up 25 points here. The TSX down just 1. Business at 26.
680 News Time 401.
Time now for traffic and weather together on the lines with Toronto's most frequent traffic reports. Good afternoon, Cal Hawking.
And good afternoon. This report brought to you by Walmart. We have a couple of problems on the highways. Northbound 400 at Teston Road, right under the Teston Road Bridge. In fact, the left lane blocked for the crash here. Crews remain on scene. It's heavy from Highway 7 up to Teston Road. And in fact, before that, we've got volume building approaching Finch to Steeles. Then you'll be into that heavy delay. Highway 7 up towards Teston. Weston or Jean are good alternates to get around that. And we have westbound 401 problems as well. West of Kiel and the collectors. Left lane is blocked for the crash. Again, crews are there. It's heavy 404 alternately express and collectors to west of Kiel. Now there's a break in the volume. Busy again. 400 collectors, Islington Express over to Dixon. And then off and on volume 410 express and collectors to west of Trafalgar.
We have volume east on the 401 east to Winston Churchill to Mavis, approaching the 427, alternately express and collectors to about Kennedy and into Durham region, approaching Brock Road to east of Thixon. On your way out of downtown, the westbound Gardner slow, DBP to west of Strawn, again Parkside to the 427 rim, so nearly the whole stretch. You'll also find north DBP volume Gerard to north of Lawrence, and 404 delay Steeles to north of Elgin Mills. With Walmart's guaranteed unbeatable low prices, save 70 cents on 284 milliliters of Campbell's chicken noodle soup, now only 47 cents at Walmart. Your next report at 4:11, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
All right, still windy out there. We've had gusts to 70 kilometers per hour. Still windy tonight. We've got cloud. A few isolated showers will break up the cloud throughout the day tomorrow and ease the winds gradually through the day on Friday. It is still cool, though. Please dress for a daytime high near 11 degrees. Tonight, we're dropping to a low of 6 degrees. It is 8 degrees now at Pearson.
680 News Time, 4:03.
It's been 1 year now since recreational pot became legal in this country, and today marks the start of legal production and sale of edibles. But because of the licensing process, you won't actually be able to buy edibles today. In fact, it could still be weeks before that actually happens.
680's Mark Douglas joins us live from Queen West, sorting out all this confusion. Mark.
Well, Laura, everything from edibles to marijuana topicals that go in your hair, it's all legal now, but pot shoppers can't buy any of those items for another 60 days. And that's how long Health Canada needs to approve any new product now that edibles have become legal. Now, some pot shoppers I've met today say edibles can be a little bit more tricky than just a straight-up joint, so this approval process is a pretty good idea.
I have my sources of getting edibles other places. I'm just happy that it's legalized, and with time it will come. Good things take a long time.
Other consumers, though, are very keen to get their hands on some edibles, and they want the government to do more than just give those items its approval.
No, I think that edibles are definitely the right way to go, and I think they should not only be legalized but promoted as like the healthiest alternative or healthiest method of consuming, for sure.
Now, once the 60-day approval process wraps up in mid-December, that'll be just in time for Christmas shopping. Pot edibles can have no more than 10 milligrams of THC per piece. Plain packaging only. No claims on the package about any kind of health benefits, nothing like that. And edibles cannot look like anything a kid might want to try for a snack. Outside Nova Cannabis on Queen West, I'm Mark Douglas.
And it appears as though those legal edibles in this country will be big business. Of course, Richard Southern joining us live from the 680 News Business Center with a look at some of the numbers. Rich.
Yeah, it seems Canadians are eager to shell out big money on those brownies and gummies, Steve. Deloitte predicts that the edible market in Canada could be worth $2.7 billion a year. It could, in fact, generate at things higher profits than the current cannabis products already for sale. Deloitte as well says that the most preferred edible format in Canada is the gummy at 26%, followed by the cookie, the brownie, and chocolate. And certainly the case in the United States. 17 out of the top 20 selling edible products in California, Colorado, and Oregon are gummies. Reporting live, Richard Southern, 680 News.
680 News Time, 4:05. A former St. Mike's College student accused of sexual assault will go to trial next March. The teen is facing charges that include gang sex assault and sexual assault with a weapon related to 2 alleged incidents on the school's campus last year. Police initially laid charges against 7 teens in relation to 3 incidents. 3 students pleading guilty to charges last month. Another had their charges dropped, and the cases against 2 others have been concluded, but the Crown has not said what the resolution was. Police launched an investigation after discovering an alleged sex assault on the campus of the all-boys Catholic school and been captured on video and shared on social media.
This portion of 680 News brought to you today by Tridel. Well, a lawsuit is now in the works against that prestigious private school that has been at the center of the sexual assault investigation. 680 Charlene Close telling us the parents of one of the victims now planning to sue for $1.6 million.
The statement of claim obtained by the Toronto Sun names former principal Greg Reeves and former board president Father Jefferson Thompson. Both quit shortly after the scandal broke last fall. The principal admitting he waited 2 days to reach out to police. It also names the football coaches alleging they were aware of a history of bullying and the 3 teens who have pleaded guilty in the case. The boy's father tells the paper his son is in therapy and is being taunted by former classmates who blame him for damaging the private school's reputation. The allegations have not been proven in court.
I'm Charlene Close. 680 News Time, 4:07. The Toronto Maple Leafs newly minted captain is out with a broken finger. Alex Xero of Sportsnet 590 The Fan with more.
John Tavares will be sidelined for the next 6 games. It's a broken right finger that the Leaf captain has been diagnosed with, and he'll be reassessed by Toronto's medical staff in 2 weeks' time. The injury happening last night in Washington when Tavares took a Morgan Riley point shot off his right hand. Tavares actually found the back of the net on the next shift, so he scored a goal with a broken finger. So Zach Hyman and Travis Dermott draw closer to making their lineup returns. Tavares will head to the shelf for a little while. From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Alex Xero.
In the U.S., the death toll because of vaping-related illness is now climbing to 33. The Centers for Disease Control updating the number this afternoon, saying that more than 1,400 lung injury cases associated with the e-cigarette products have now been reported in at least 49 states. Health officials there have focused their investigation on THC pods, which are believed to be behind the majority of illnesses, but warn they cannot rule out nicotine as a cause.
What will happen if Canadians vote in a minority government on Monday? Party leaders are being questioned about the possibility with 4 days to go before Canadians cast their ballots.
Conservative leader Andrew Scheer is confident he will form government and is asking for a majority but preparing for a fight in a minority. In Brampton, he says he's rejecting the legitimate possibility that another party could form government despite not having a plurality in the House of Commons.
What I'm saying is that the party that wins the most seats should be able to form the government.
Liberal Justin Trudeau also says he's in it to win.
We are focused on electing a strong Liberal government, fighting against climate change, and investing in families.
The NDP's Jagmeet Singh is open to blocking the Conservatives in any way he can in the new parliament and has asked if coalition is a dirty word. It's not. The Conservatives and Liberals are locked in a dead heat in the polls, with the Tories slightly ahead in seat projections. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
Coming up at 4:11, a crash on the northbound 400 at Teston, blocking the left lane. We've got traffic and weather coming up.
680 News Time, 4:09.
This is 680 News.
The Well, Toronto's most exclusive new community, sets the stage for incredible experiences.
Well, I'm not getting
a
in.
unique mix of shops, restaurants, fresh food markets, workspaces, and residences. Located on Wellington, this luxury boutique condo rises 14 stories and overlooks a new grand promenade below. Tridell's signature series is destined to become the ultimate in exclusivity.
Is it really 14 stories or is it 13 stories? The 13 stories, just number 14. Oh man, I gotta look that up.
Steels at Jane. We got the right lane right now closed for construction, and that means traffic is barely moving from Keele and out in Brampton this afternoon. Major delays in the Steels in Torbram area. Westbound Steels closed in Torbram, and that's for a crash investigation.
City Streets was brought to you by CapitalDirect.ca, helping homeowners save money on interest.
And now time for the 680 News gas price update. Enpro says the price of gas going up a cent at midnight to $1.17.9.
680 News Time, 4:10.
Do we make doors? Absolutely. Hi, this is Tom Rokiki of Inline Fiberglass Now Doors. That's right. It now produces high-performance all-glass entrance and swing doors. Doors will come with fiberglass frames to give you beauty, security, and durability. Just like our windows, you find this option else. For more information about our windows and doors, visit us at our Factory Direct showroom or at inlinefiberglass.com.
How does Mississauga, Howdy Brampton invite you to Innovative Q Series SUVs? Introducing the all-new Q3. Complementing our full range featuring the best-selling Q5, the 7-passenger Q7, and the dynamic Q8. With lease rates starting from just 1.98% for up to 48 months, and finance rates from 1.48%